today we're in the Gorilla Garden in Hackney, which has been created by the XR London Hackney group, this beautiful space. We're here to make some turtle skeletons for the Skeletons Rebellion. We're making them out of recycled materials. So if you slice an oatmeal and turn it inside out, it has a silver interior. And the eye, I mean, it's already quite fish-like, already like this. But yeah. And we're basically constructing these turtle skeletons so that we can hold them up on bamboo poles above our heads during protests and marches in October. For a long time, activists and organisations have been campaigning for climate, sometimes using creative ways to do so.
Inability, our cultural reticence, whatever you want to call it, to not look death in the face, not admit that we're killing things and that we're wiping out beautiful things like orangutans and little insects that are magical things.
The scale of destruction and the number of creatures that have just been wiped out and are endangered is totally staggering, and we just failed to really digest over quite a long period of time. And for many, including myself, it's like how I've been asleep for a decade, a couple of decades. You know, I used to feel this way.
And that actually, we do have to grieve, and it is so awful when you see it. And some of the images that come up of just animals which have just starved to death and their bones are in the desert. You know, what didn't used to be a desert, there's bones now.
I like carrots. Yum, yum, yum. Nom, nom, nom.
And looking at skeletons and the way we are built, animals are built, is actually another way to engage with nature and recognise our place in it.
Has anyone got a shaker? Fill in the gap between the two snares. And then we'll have our go to the front. Can everyone see me? Yeah. Alright, sweet.
Sorry.
That's alright, that's alright. I will put my hand up like this. If you want to play, it's so much easier if you move, because it just helps you do it. So when I'm doing this, for example, you should be doing this with me. I'm going to stop at the basses, and then I'm going to bring the mids in, then I'm going to bring the percussion in. Alright? Let's relax for a moment. It's going to be hard, but I know you sexy people can do it.
You're there to support those arrestees, that while they're getting arrested, they know that the band is there that's brought the people and they are not alone. They might well be getting arrested, but there's support for them, and that's really important.
Nice.
This banner represents Hackney Council. This is the council building that you can't see quite there. Have a look. This is the building, the iconic Hackney Town Hall Centre. And we're creating a piece to show people that this is the Hackney site. And also showing what Hackney could look like if it was all green.
More than 10 people working on this band over the 2 weeks. So it's a very communal.
Wow.
like Hackney, from different side of the world.
The feeling of despair or fear is when you do nothing. But if you know that you're working towards something and that there's change in the air and there's a possibility for you all work together. Because it certainly isn't going to happen if we all sit at home watching it on the news or listening to statistics.
So, what are we doing tonight?
We're 5 Post-Student Leads, stunning bad boys for the International Rebellion in October.
Were you guys on the news the other day?
Probably. Yeah, we were actually.
Have a good evening.
You too. You too. Bye.
So I think people maybe don't realise how bad the situation is. I think there's not been enough truth-telling from the government about the situation. And a lot of people say, well, you know, we're kind of screwed anyway. But actually, if you look at the scientific reports that have come out, the exciting thing is that we have this next 10 years to do something about what's going on, and this is our opportunity to actually do something about it. So there is still hope, even though the situation is very, very bad.
Have you seen humans? Last seen around 2019. Forever lost because the planet got too hot.
So we've got the 3 demands of Extinction Rebellion, which are what?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Act now. Beyond politics.
Beyond politics.
Fantastic. Okay, cool.
You know, I felt nervous coming on the bus here today. I felt nervous all week thinking about coming here this week.
What were you nervous about?
I don't know, just the outcome. It's just a kind of, you know, being apprehensive. You want to read and educate yourself, but often that can send you into really kind of rabbit holes that are very frightening, you know, and I just, you know, I'm at a stage in my life where I want to start having a family, I want to have kids, you know, and I'm just, everything feels very on hold.
Watching your kids go into a future that is going to potentially mean that they have no food or water, just even the idea of the chance of that, you know, not just our kids, but anyone's kids, all the kids, even just the idea of that is enough to just investigate, just read more about what's going on now that I know the dangers, and I know that if we do nothing, you know, we could be facing starvation and potential extinction. I can't ignore it, so I want to be part of the movement.
We've known about this issue for 30 years. We have taken every approach conceivable to make our government realise the crisis we're in and change policy accordingly, but we haven't seen that happen. Despite them declaring a climate emergency in May earlier this year, they have failed to take the actions necessary.
And that's what we have been seeing right here. People are just flagging, yes, we are green. We are, it's just greenwashing really, but nobody's acting on it, and therefore we have to take the streets. It's our planet too.
It's a big change because you don't normally get little groups and so forth. Everyone's come under this umbrella, so whether it be bees or global warming or whatever it is, and everyone's just packed together. It's a big movement. I think the majority of the focus is here. This will last the longest, with the biggest kind of impact.
About how we can care for other people. First, we are non-violent, but then also we are really caring and loving. Came out a lot of spirit of what acts are about. It's about beauty because we love the earth, we love people.
Why didn't you get a van back there? Why have you carried them all this way? Why have you carried them all this way? Wait in the car, you're likely to get arrested.
Ultimately, the reason why I'm willing to put myself in positions where I will be arrested is because my future's fucked anyway. So getting arrested doesn't matter, or my future is saved, is rescued by the government, in which case we will be seen upon as the people that led the way.
If you don't leave this area and go to the designated protest area of Trafalgar Square, you will be arrested.
Whose streets? Our streets! 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 Whose streets?
Extinction!
Rebellion!
Extinction!
Rebellion!
Extinction! Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose police?
Our police!
Whose planet?
Our planet!
Whose future?
Our future!
Whose earth?
Our earth!
Whose air?
Our air! Is everybody ready?
Alejandro Hernandez Garcia, Gambia. Luis Alexander Castellanos Triana, Colombia.
Salgado, México.
I would explain it as we're seeing rapid climate change. All the climate models, no matter which one you follow, are showing that is accelerating, and on the trajectory we are on is going exponential. So that's looking pretty bad. In terms of biodiversity loss, just the recent State of Nature report for the UK shows more and more species are under threat than even was reported a few years ago.
My ancestors were trafficked halfway across the world to the West Indies. We just about get rid of the yoke of slavery. We have free nations within the West Indies now, and now the white-dominated community is going to again cause damage to black communities and brown communities around the world for the island that my family come from to disappear after all the history, the fighting, you know, the indigenous communities there that had to fight to survive. For that to disappear again is angry. It makes me angry because it's avoidable.
I've seen a lot of wildfires while I was growing up. Nothing like now, nothing like now. I could consider myself an expert in wildfires. I have not seen anything so volatile and with such a different science and in physics of the fire as I've seen now. I've seen rivers drying up, and that kills me. Because without water, without trees, you have nothing.
I feel that all the time that I was teaching and all of those conversations with children were based on lies unless we can do something to save the world in which they live, basically. But if the one thing that I think motivates everyone throughout the world is wanting to know your kids are going to be okay. And I think they need to know that at the moment, they're probably not.
Give me a hand out with a stone.
Who wants to help us carry stuff? Who wants to help us carry stuff?
Take over. Do you want? Is there another person wearing black among you? Oh, perfect.
All right. Take care of it. Take it away. Let's go. Come back.
had that realisation that there could come a point in the not too distant future where I'd be looking my daughter in the eye knowing that it might be past the point of no return. I suppose I'm now in the position of thinking I'm doing something to try and do something about it, and that helps to be with other people that also care enough to do something.
They need to know there's a place for them in exile. You don't have to be arrested. You can campaign in your school. You can campaign in your university. You can campaign in your workplace. You know, people need to know that they can do something and be part of this I think fantastic movement that has the ability to change all our lives.
Going through this particular grief around climate is connected to everything. It's connected to all our societal structures, economic, social. Everything is connected. If you want to change things and you want to be true to yourself, you're not going to necessarily be liked. You might be ridiculed a lot. You might get anger from family members and friends, but that's part of the process, and you'll find other people on the way.
Yeah.
Look at he's folded up like a crab.
Yeah.
I do feel like a twinge of pain when they get taken away. No. We get used to them. It's adjusting to the messiness.
Yeah, it is. It's adjusting to the messiness and let go. If you can.
Sorry, I'm a bit melancholic.
No, it's good. Enjoy your...
Go to the territory.
Yeah.